So I'm coming to realize that a lot of people believe that once you become a born again believer and you are baptized in water, that is it, that there's nothing else after that. But I want to inform you that there's another experience after that. After you are baptized in water, you must seek after the baptism of the Holy Ghost. There's something more. In order for you to walk this walk as a believer and stay away from sin and combat against the enemy, you cannot fight against these dark forces without being filled with the Holy Ghost. There should be a difference between the believer and the unbeliever. I should be able to look at your content and say, okay, they know God. They're walking in truth. There should never be a moment where I have to question, do they actually know God? There should never be a moment do I have to question whether or not you're in God for real. A young lady liked one of my posts yesterday, right? And I went to her page. And her page said that she was a follower of Christ. But I began to look at her content. I'm like, hold on. Something ain't right here. And I'm coming to understand that many believers have not been filled with the Holy Ghost. You cannot follow every single trend that is on TikTok. If you're filled with the Spirit of God, the Holy Ghost will give you creativity to create your own trend where you don't have to look like the world. Many preachers do not preach about the baptism of the Holy Ghost, and many believers have not been filled with the Holy Ghost. This is the same thing what happened with the disciples in the book of Acts. Paul came to them and he said, have you received since you believe? He was saying, have you received the baptism of the Holy Ghost since you believe, since you became a born again believer? And they said, no, we have not even heard of the Holy Ghost. And many believers now in 2022 have not even heard of the Holy Ghost. They have not been filled with the Spirit of God. And this is the reason that they look so much like the world. You will continue to look like the world if you do not seek after the baptism of the Holy Ghost. And one of the main problems is many believers have neglected prayer, they have neglected worship, they have neglected fasting, and they do not seek after God. You got to seek after God. But the thing is, social media and everything else has taken your time away from the Father.